We are working through exercise 6b, and in this video I'll be answering question 1d. So let's give it a read. It says, for each of the following, divide the polynomial by the accompanying linear expression. So here are our two polynomials. This is my dividend, and this one right here is my divisor. I'm going to show you two techniques for performing division. One is polynomial long division, which is your traditional stock standard way. And the other way is synthetic division, which is a bit of a shortcut method, and it can only be applied if we have a monic linear divisor. So in this case, we do. But before we get into the shortcut method, let's spend some time going through our traditional polynomial long division method. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write out what we've been given. So our divisor is x minus 3. That's an ugly 3. X minus 3, and we are dividing 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus x minus 2. Okay, so let's begin now. The first thing that we're going to do is go 2x cubed divided by x. That's going to be 2x squared. The way you can do that quickly is just by going, well, x times 2x squared is 2x cubed. So it's almost like you're turning a division problem into a multiplication problem, which is far easier to think about. So let me just repeat that. I got this number here by saying x times 2x squared is 2x cubed. Let's now go to our next step, which is multiplying this term by these two right here. So I'm going to go 2x squared times x, which is going to be 2x cubed. Then I'm going to go 2x squared times negative 3, which is going to be negative 6x squared. The next thing that we do is we subtract. So I put brackets around it to remind me that I'm subtracting the whole thing. And then I'm going to put a line here. 2x cubed minus 2x cubed will be 0. Negative 3x squared minus negative 6x squared. Well, those two minuses are going to make this positive 6x squared. So it's positive 6x squared. So it's negative 3x squared plus 6x squared, which is going to be 3x squared. Then my final step is to carry this one down. Having done that, I now repeat the process. I'm going to go 3x squared divided by x, which I know is going to be plus 3x. And I can double check my answer by going 3x times x is 3x squared. So that checks out. Then I'm going to multiply. So 3x times x is 3x squared. Then I'm going to go 3x times negative 3 is negative 9x. Then I'm going to subtract. I'm going to put brackets around here and subtract. Do that. Let me scroll down. So what am I going to say now? I'm going to say, all right, this is going to go away and I'm going to be left with 0. So as you can see, you're always going to be left with 0 here. And that's why many people don't even bother about putting that 0. I personally don't like putting the 0 there. Then I'm going to get negative 9x, which is going to become positive. So it's going to become plus x plus 9x, which is going to be 10x. Then I'm going to carry down this negative 2 like that. Then we repeat the process again. 10x divided by x is going to be plus 10. Then you multiply out 10x, 10 times that is going to be negative 30. Then you subtract 10x minus 10x is 0. Negative 2, negative is positive. This is going to become 28. Now, once I'm at this stage, I realize that x and 28 aren't going to be able to be divided. So that means I'm going to be left with a remainder of 28. Now, the way in which you should write this nice and professionally now is by simply grabbing this. So let's see if I can use, through the power of technology, grab this like that. Then I'm going to plus 28, because that's my remainder, and divide that by my divisor, x minus 3. And just like that, we have arrived at our answer. So get my highlighter and give that a highlight. So hopefully you can understand all the steps we took there. And let's just zoom out and appreciate what we've done. Let's now move on to our synthetic long division method. Now this is far quicker, but it is a shortcut, so you have to be careful with it. What we're going to do is first look at our divisor. Our divisor is x minus 3, which means our root is 3. In other words, if I take x minus 3 and I set it equal to 0, I'm going to get x is going to be equal to 3. So we're going to take that 3 term, and let me just get rid of this. I'm going to take that 3 and put it here. So notice it's negative 3, but I turned it to a positive 3 because I set it equal to 0 and rearranged. I then am going to put in an upside down division sign. Then I'm going to put a line underneath it. I then am going to write down all the coefficients of my dividend. So it's going to be 2, negative 3, 1, negative 2. Now we come to the working out part. What we're going to do in our first step is take this, let me go over black pen. We're going to take this 2 and we're just going to drop it down. Then I'm going to go 3 times 2 is 6. Then I'm going to go negative 3 plus 6 is 3. Then I'm going to go 3 times 3 is 9. Then I'm going to go 1 plus 9 is 10. Then I'm going to go 3 times 10 is 30. Negative 2 plus 30 is 28. Now that I've got these, what I'm going to do is say, well, this 2 is my coefficient of my x squared. This 3 is my coefficient of my x. My 10 is my constant. And this 28 is my remainder. So we're going to write it as 28 over my divisor of x minus 3. And if you look at that right there is exactly what we arrived at over here. So you can see this is a far quicker process of performing division, but it's important that you know this traditional polynomial long division method, as this is the crucial one that you need to make sure you know. But this really comes in handy. The key takeaway too is that you can only use this method if your divisor is monic and linear. If it isn't that way, you should not use this method. You should use your polynomial long division method. But hopefully all of that made sense and you now feel comfortable with performing polynomial long division. And I will see you in the next video.